This is the one-day chart once more, and we will now discuss XRP. It is 2.97 when we sit here. XRP had an additional advantage. From here, where do we go? It's too early to predict, but everyone says that by the end of this week, we'll reach a new all-time high. That's my perspective on it. We are now in the old season. This is the moment, everyone is shouting. We've been waiting for it, but the price of XRP and cryptocurrency in general has shown more sideways movement and delay on several occasions during this cycle. Bitcoin has returned above $112,000, but will it continue to rise? You know, along this whole cycle, Bitcoin has been heavily controlled. You could actually see it, particularly when you zoomed out, because each time it appeared as though it might burst out and rise further higher, something abruptly brought it back down. And will it go on like that? Hopefully not. It does appear bullish going forward, but no, it is not yet all season. This is not because if Bitcoin keeps breaking out from here, it will confirm that the season is set to start. We were actually about 65 yesterday, but we are now at 59. It is still Bitcoin or Ethereum season until we reach 75, at which point it will be all season. Davey Satoshi, on Analyst, argues that the XRP setup is too clear to overlook and supports a price of $30. He now only mentions Ripple's acquisition of Rail and its collaboration with Thunes, excluding any discussion of earlier cycles or anything similar. He believes that momentum is what will push XRP's price to $30 right now. Similar to past cycles, we will be experiencing an old season. An old season always existed. This value would be added to the previous season. For this reason, many people mention 3 to 5 three-digit figures, ranging from $100 to $500. $1,000 or more is being cited by some in this run, because XRP would be predicted to reach $27 in a typical old season. However, you also take into account everything else, which is why individuals think XRP is going to have a spectacular run. According to a market psychologist, keep an eye on XRP this week. He's also mentioning the time when XRP was at 50 cents, and he's discussing where it might go from here. I had no idea we had market psychologists. His long-term prediction of $46 for XRP is conservative, in my perspective, as the majority of conservatives are now projecting $20 or more. Earlier in this cycle, these same individuals were forecasting about $10. It looks like 50 plus is the new narrative for XRP, but I see it this way. We're going to hit multiple price points along the road. Last year, when we were sitting at 50 cents, everyone was saying 20 plus. Selling too soon because someone tells you the top is in is the one thing you don't want to happen. This market cannot be considered 100%. That's what I emphasize the most. People are already predicting that the peak will arrive at this price range. We're still waiting on a lot of things that haven't happened yet, and they're all going to happen in a very short period of time. So we really don't know at that pricing point. Although XRP is making an effort to rebound, exchange inflows are not encouraging. Thus, they're discussing the arrival of 300 million XRP on the exchanges at this time. They have no idea where it originated, if it has anything to do with market makers, or anything similar. They just state that this does not bode well for XRP. But they later claim that XRP is not all that bad. Alright, so you wrote this article claiming that all of this XRP entering the exchanges is a bad thing. But then you decide that it's not so bad. That's what I mean when I say these articles suddenly. Their goal is to generate as much interest in reading the article as possible. Put otherwise, they sought to acquire momentum. So how do they achieve that? They spread misinformation about XRP. The story then spins it into, well, it's not as bad as you would think. And now everyone seems to be doing that, particularly when the market is down. At this moment, criticism of XRP is highly popular, which is why I constantly advise and encourage you to avoid becoming sucked into the negativity. Because those who are advising you to sell your XRP today will also claim that they have never sold and have always been optimistic about the cryptocurrency. Avoid getting caught up in the negativity. Then there is this Ledger executive who cautions against doing any blockchain transactions because of a significant JavaScript crypto attack. I only read the sentence, "If you don't use a hardware wallet, refrain from making any on-chain transactions for now." What's the story here? Or is this a sales pitch to sell more ledgers? Because they're claiming that you're completely safe if you verify the address and everything else. Again, this gets folks asking what's going on, but I'm not sure what they intended by this message. Are the wallets secure? Is my cryptocurrency secure? Some people believe this to be a hoax, and I'm at a loss for words. They even asked me whether there was a significant problem with Ledger, as the CTO of Ledger had posted about it on X. Why hasn't the Ledger website's support page mentioned this problem? Is the official Ledger account on X, or the Ledger CEO account on X, a fraud or something legitimate? Some said that this was entirely true, but it had nothing to do with Ledger. Rather, it was related to the supply chain. Rather, malicious updates were pushed to libraries with billions of downloads after the account of a key NPM maintainer was compromised. In order to transfer money to attackers, the malware switches crypto addresses throughout transactions.
Users should confirm all wallet transactions, audit dependencies, and pin safe versions. Hardware wallets are still the most secure. Again, since Zaman stated that they have not observed any problems, and I have faith in Westwind. Is this an assault on Zaman? The dude really created a fantastic wallet using the Zaman wallet. So, is this to promote additional ledgers? Since no one else is actually reporting on this, it is the key question. This is my perspective on it. You should be completely safe as long as you keep your cryptocurrency secure and verify the address before sending or transferring it. But I'm sure we'll learn more about this in the coming days. In order to permit tokenization and blockchain listing of stocks, NASDAQ files with the SEC. It's coming. As a result, NASDAQ has submitted a request to the SEC to permit the trading of equities and exchange-traded goods on its primary market in tokenized or conventional digital formats. Tokenized securities would be permitted on a major U.S. market for the first time. If accepted, the filing would be in line with the SEC's regulation agenda, which includes possible revisions to allow trading of cryptocurrencies on alternative trading platforms and national exchanges. As the stock exchange's ultimate goal from the start, it appears that they now wish to expand it globally. Millions of new investors would be able to access the stock exchange as a result. That's what this would do. But what would happen to these tokenized stocks? The diagram validates that stock tokenization in digital contracts is made possible by Ripple. Tokenized stocks and ripples. It's visible right here. So blockchain 1.0. Digital currencies. Remittances of digital payments using Bitcoin in 2009. International payments 2.0. Digital contracts on blockchain. Numerous stocks and bonds, including Ethereum, Ripple, Chain, and Hyperledger. Financial services, healthcare, the Internet of Things, and patents will all be impacted by blockchain 3.0. But you know, it's all occurring simultaneously. We are witnessing blockchain. Although everyone claims that we are currently in blockchain 2.0, blockchain 3.0 is already beginning to take shape. The XRP ledger is going to be really important in tokenized stocks, in my opinion, since it's coming together more quickly than people realize. And Ripple is currently conducting testing with the NASDAQ. Listen to it.
And, this guy sells it to that guy. That's essentially, what the stock exchange does. So if you can have a common ledger to be able to exchange those IOUs at, then that certainly makes sense. And there's examples of Korean banks partnering with local, Bitcoin companies for the settlement. People like the IMF or World Bank or these kind of people are always talking about these sort of blockchain settlement systems. NASDAQ is involved in I think, doing some trials with Ripple as well. So,
and the stock market's ultimate goal was always going to be that. You see how everything has changed with crypto? People are still concerned about the price of XRP today, but I truly want to see XRP start to take off. Everything is now going digital, and soon, everything will be on-chain. I believe you all want it to occur as well. We're nearly there. I believe that XRP will break the September curse, despite everyone's insistence that it still exists. I believe that this cryptocurrency will have a significant catalytic drop sometime this month that will truly get things rolling.
But for now, I still want to emphasize that it's too soon to declare that now is the time. Let's see where we stand at the end of today. We've been waiting. By the conclusion of this week, we will provide you with a more accurate indication of whether or not XRP will reach a new all-time high. When the Fed lowers interest rates, which I believe will probably happen next week, the market as a whole will probably get moving. That, in my opinion, will also indicate that the old season is about to start.